Hello, hello, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Welcome to Stars with Stasi, where no matter who or what you are on this cosmic journey, you are welcome here. I'm Stasi, your trusted psychic, intuitive reader, and fellow Scorpio. All right, Scorpio, we are looking at the week of October 12th through October 18th. We are this close to our solar return season. Right now, we are still in pre-Scorpio season, and that's okay. So thank you so much for being here. If you're new to my channel, welcome home. And for returning subscribers, welcome back. Also, hang tight because I will be doing the winner of last week's free mini reading at the end of this one and letting you know what to comment so that you can enjoy being entered into... Oh, sorry. I'll take them both. Sorry. I digress. So that you can be entered into next week's reading. So as I say that, Fortune's Wheel comes up, which is equivalent to the Wheel of Fortune. So somebody's winning for sure. Alrighty, guys. We've got number 7, boundaries. Reclaim your space, your inner and outer, and energetic boundaries. So I'm going to show you that. This is an Earth energy card, reclaiming your space. And I've been saying probably since late September that boundaries are for Scorpio from now, forever, actually. It's part of maturing. I talk about that a lot, but definitely setting your boundaries is all part of getting ready to reinvent ourselves for our solar return. And then the universe says, you have such a bright light inside. Stop dimming it. Hell yeah. You know what? The comment is this: I shine brightly. Because I always say that at the end of all of my readings, to shine brightly. And that's what you need to comment below. Let the universe know that your light is bright and that you are ready to step outside of the comfort zone. You're ready to let the universe know who and what you are because you've done the work of the rediscovery. I love that. Comment, I shine brightly. I have such a bright light inside. Stop dimming it. And you know what? Probably why we need to keep our boundaries so strong, because when you shine brightly, you attract all kinds. Remember that. Then we have number 23, Fortune's Wheel, luck and right timing. And so this is very much that energy of the fates stepping in, things happening because they're meant for you. It's either an experience to deter you from the track that you are on or to solidify that you are absolutely where you're supposed to be. So pay attention to the signs and lean into it. Don't try to fight anything right now. And then we have number 40, mindful, group think. So what's interesting is normally I see this as a card of networking and coming together with others and socializing. But I have to be honest, the minute this card came through, I got a different ping and I'm going to respect it. It came through like this. This is a time, right, to shine brightly. However, it's what the universe is trying to tell us is that you're going to fall into one of two categories, right? And not you necessarily, but people, right? The people. It's either going to be where you're being led by the media, by larger groups, political stuff. I turn that shit off, guys. You know, it's always going to be there. I'm 49. I'll be 50 in just a couple of weeks. I'm telling you, there is no shortage of drama pulling your attention, the doom scrolling, all that stuff. Control what you put your eyes on. It really does matter. It affects your psyche. I feel strongly that there's going to be an even larger pool of dramas and traumas that out there, the powers that allegedly be, because you are the strongest power. You don't have to tune in. But the powers that be will be programming, right, others. So be mindful of that group think. Be mindful of being, I don't know, I don't like this saying, but people, I've heard it before, the sheeple, whatever, because people misuse that. They act like people are, you know, ill-equipped or somehow stupid. I hate that word, for following the herd, but it is a programming. That's why they're called programs, right? Televised programs. And anyone can be susceptible to it. So, don't judge others for something that you don't think you're part of, because low key, most of us do fall into the category of being influenced or falling into group thinking. And this is about building boundaries, especially energetically when it comes to the media you consume, or, just, I'm going to let it go. All right. You hear what I'm saying. So I shine brightly. Comment that below. Stand out. Express your truth. And you don't have to prescribe to other people what's true for them. You can just be yourself, and that is enough. Trust me on that. All right, so let's go ahead and take a deep breath and see what's happening this week. Well, Jesus. All right, so we start off with the Five of Swords. This is argumentative energy, competitive energy, but this is also about outsmarting the masses as well. This person is in conflict with two others. Everyone's got swords, but this person says, okay, I can't carry all the swords, but I can take three, and you're not going to win. I'm going to win because I've got three. Each of you have one. But they also know strategy. They can't carry all five. And if they did, what would they do with it? They can't manage it. So cut your losses where you need to. We also have the Nine of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles coming through. So maybe there is something coming forward for us that has us really stressed out. Again, life as it comes is full of ups and downs. Don't add to it by tuning into more of the drama, right? If you need to sit in solitude for a bit with this Knight of Pentacles and figure out how you're going to pursue a more grounded approach to something and handle it with ease and confidence, then I feel like that's the advice here. I also feel like there may be a difficult conversation coming forward that you've been putting off. So we're going to clarify these cards, but that's the energy I'm getting. So comment below. I shine brightly. It matters. Thoughts become things. I just saw the Page of Wands, but I'm going to put it back in the deck here. So we'll see if that comes forward. I do have to say, invite more fun into your world. That's one of the biggest deterrents from negativity, laughter, true story. So if you're finding yourself down in the dumps, comedy, all the things. There's a lot of focus here on our pentacles. I've got the Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Empress card, and the Knight of Cups. So knights are definitely in pursuit, right? In pursuit of more emotionally here, in pursuit of more in the material world, right? The universe is not on a budget. Pursue more, ask for more, desire more. It doesn't make you greedy. It makes you a person who understands that there is no right or wrong to anything that happens in this world until you put value on it. It's up to you how you assign it. And then we've got the Page of Pentacles with the Empress card. I feel like, and I've been saying this, and it might just be because we're coming up to our solar return, so there's a lot of rebirth energy, but a lot of Scorpios are taking a new course of study, taking a new path, and figuring out how to do something. If you're going back to school, if you're taking classes, if you're being called to do something different, make sure to check for resources. In other words, I think what I'm trying to say is, is there a way to get financial resources to help with what it is that you're trying to create? Is there scholarship available, loan available? Is there donation, whatever. But I feel like Scorpios are very good. It's our 8th house stuff. Other people's money, resources from outside. Grow your client base, right? This is a good time to market yourself, market your business, market your talents. Yeah, thank you. My guides are like, yeah, we just said shine bright. 1 second. I'm getting pinged. So they're saying, yeah, it's a great time to express yourself because now you're going to be receiving a lot of attention. With the Empress card, I'm picking up, of course, birthing the new thing, expanding your resources, expanding your family, expanding your home, the comfort in your home, redecorating, all of those things, whatever brings you comfort and puts you at ease, whatever you need to turn off or tune into, it really is magnified this week. Worries come to an end because good fortune and good luck, good news comes forward this week. I'm getting so many pings, especially if you have been waiting to hear back about a job, waiting to hear back about whether or not you were accepted for a loan. If somebody owes you money, you get good news this week. It's like things turn around. Something you've been stressed about, you finally hear a result of it. And I'm also hearing if it's not the result that you were looking for, you can go back and fight it strategically. Appeal is the word. You can appeal something or go back and ask for more. Guys, so much is coming through. Give me a second. I hope this is making sense. Ultimately, you get a job offer, you can ask for more money. You get a settlement or an offer for a settlement, something like that, or you've been waiting to hear back about money someone owes you, and it's not how you expected it, you can ask for revision. I'm going to leave it at that. You get the point, right? Because things are working in your favor, luck and right timing, and it's also because as we approach our solar return, it's like our strongest time of year and the veil is thin. Okay, is that it? Okay, 1 second. No, it's not it. So the Knight of Cups is coming through. I feel like there are many Scorpios. If you are looking for a relationship, whether that be friendship, but especially romantically, I feel like between now and March, and I know that seems like a long spread, but it's really not. Between now and March, things start to align for you romantically. So, you may be invited to places, meet people, whatever the case is. So, all right, let's go. So I've got the Chariot card, which is great because that is a card of victory, forward momentum. Well, interesting because then we've got the seven of swords. Do we have another seven? Well, you have a 6. And we've got the 6 of cups. I'm going to clarify these, but let me just look. So 7 of swords is another game of strategy. It is also conflict, competition. This feels like two things because I feel like we're talking about our resources, but we're also talking about relationships. You might have a situation come back around or something feels like it's complete, like a journey's come full circle. I want to clarify those because the 6 of Cups really is about things coming back around for us or someone from the past coming forward. And I did say that love or friendships, things like that are strong right now. But I'm not a big fan of recycling old relationships. It's come to an end previously for a reason. So that might be why we have boundaries and these 2 cards of conflict. And if something does reveal itself again, whether it be a pattern or a person, the Chariot card is always winning because they're coming from a place of neutrality, right? They're not being pulled in either direction by all the BS, but it's a very strong card of boundary building, right? Because all the 7s here are about boundaries and victory. And it's a card of maturity. It's a card of momentum and forward progression. So I feel like these things are being hyped up for Scorpio right now. Here, I want to use this deck. 1 second. I'm going to use this to clarify. This is the Modern Witches Tarot, and I don't know. I like this deck a lot. And guys, if you're ever curious about the decks I use, you can go to my Amazon storefront. A lot of times they're linked to the video, but they're always also on the YouTube store or even actually on my website at starswithstasi.com. That's where you can book readings, look at all my book recommendations, and it'll take you to links where I, put all of the decks I use, or you can even check out my my deck reviews. So we've got the King of Swords. I like the King of Swords, actually. The King of Swords is mind over matter, mind over heart, right? Sometimes you've got to put this heart song aside so that you can make a clear decision for what's better for you, what's better for your future. Guys, the more and more I'm reading this does sound like somebody manipulating your good energy, your good will, or trying to manipulate. So be careful of that. This is not a great time to fall for someone's sob story. That's interesting because I am getting all of these messages of, the group thinking, being pulled into certain directions, this Nine of Swords, stressing out about something happening. Let's see. Nine of Swords with the Chariot card. So again, victory, progression, things happening for you. Breaking a cycle as well, a cycle of stress. And the King of Swords is very mental. They're putting their logic over, like I said, the thinking, the logic, reason over emotion. Okay, King of Wands. King of Wands with the Knight of Pentacles. King of Wands, this king is very ambitious, very driven, very motivated by their self and their own desires. There's nothing wrong with that. With this Knight of Pentacles, where you've been stuck, progression comes through. But I think it's because you break some serious barriers and you put your foot down like, nope, I don't have time for that anymore. Ain't nobody got time for that, right? Comment, I shine brightly, and be mindful what you attract. It's so important. Page of Pentacles with this Five of Wands. Why? Hold on. Oh, the Sun card. Yes. Temperance. Let me draw all these out. Four of Swords, Two of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. Oh, child, things are progressing and happening pretty quickly. This week is a week of, I think I'm hearing the word turnover, right? Like worries turn to victory. Old patterns turn to new ideas, new habits. And this is a good time to check in with your physical vessel, with your body. If you have, let's say, recently broken a bad habit, that's the other thing I'm hearing. Like, let's say you quit sugar, you quit smoking of anything, you quit a person. The urge might come back up because you do get excited and lots of serotonin and dopamine come through because you're getting the money, you're getting the breakthroughs, and maybe you want to celebrate or overindulge. The universe says, nah, don't do that, okay? Like, you've already broken a pattern. Don't repeat it. Fight the good fight. If it's for you and your health, fight that. If it's to keep someone around that's drained you in the past, let that go. Focus on thyself. That's super important. So we've got the King of Swords clarifying this Five of Swords. So this is a lot of communication, mental energy, mental resources. But when you put, again, logic over this heart song and you balance yourself and your needs as a priority, again, it's not being selfish, it's being self-aware. It serves you because we go from the stress of it all to a victorious path forward because you stand your ground, right? We go from being stuck with this Knight of Pentacles, and again, Knight of Pentacles, some people see it as stuck. I actually see it as being very thoughtful and discerning and intentional with your actions and where you put your resources energetically and physically. We go from that to the King of Wands. And the King of Wands, like I said, is very motivated and very, very driven, and they're gonna get theirs. I'm gonna leave that alone. So then we've got the Page of Pentacles with the Five of Wands, right? So like I said before, whatever it is that you ask for, if you don't get your way, revisit it again. The universe is not on a budget. Revisit it again. Stand your ground and have a strong voice behind what it is that you want. If you need something from the universe, state it. Don't just be all meek about it. Just be like, I desire blah, blah, blah. I desire location or relocation money. I desire, a career that suits who I am now. Like, whatever it is, put your intentions out in the universe. Because here we've got the Empress with the Sun. The sun is the brightest star in our system. It's what keeps us warm. It's also what can burn us. But with the Empress, paired with the Empress, this is great news. This is your resources, your home, your comfort. The Empress houses the energy of all four queens, right? She has earned her seat on that throne. And you can't tell her nothing because the Empress has done it all, seen it all. She is able to balance her emotions, her desires, her thoughts, her will, her desire, all of those things. She's able to turn that into not just something that's comfortable for her, but it's like for generations. And then with the Sun card, it's just the energy to do it. Again, the spotlight's on you. You shine brightly, Scorpio. We shine brightly. You're going to get recognized, but you can't get recognized when you got a lot of level 5, stage 5 clingers on your body and on your energy. Protect your home, your resources, all of the things. Knight of Cups with Temperance. Temperance is Sagittarius energy. It's also tempering that emotional, outburst, that emotional anger, even with the fiery, the desire. And probably healing through some stuff because you are setting more clear boundaries and you demand the respect you deserve. And that's it. Right? Boundaries are strong. It shouldn't be, okay, well, you broke this boundary, so here's the real boundary. Okay, well, I'm going to let that go, and then here's a new boundary. That doesn't get respected. It can feel uncomfortable at first, but it is the only path forward. You have to verbalize, this is where the line is. And then if somebody crosses that, well, you get burned. That's it. No more. Thank you for playing. Seriously, this is very important. It is part of maturing. With the Chariot card, when you assert those boundaries and you maintain a place of neutrality and you don't get pulled by all the dramas and traumas and people's requests and all the crap, winning gives you peace of mind. We go from this 9 of Swords where this person's up at night and stressed out. I mean, look, I want to show you because this progression is beautiful. And I am not making it up. The beginning of the week, stress, sleepless nights. You want a path forward. You want it to be clear. And then that comes because we go from well, let me do it like this. We go from the stress of how is this going to happen? How long is this going to take? Can I do it? Can I assert these boundaries to, yep, I'm going to continue and you can't divert my attention. You can't pull me from what I want to do. We go from stress and upset and sleepless nights. This person is sound asleep, right? They are chilling with the 4 of Swords. They're relaxed, reprieve, they've won. With this 7 of Swords and the 2 of Pentacles, also don't bite off more than you can chew. Make balanced decisions for yourself, right? Don't stay away from the people-pleasing energy. That's what's coming through also. If you don't have the time or energy, depending on what you celebrate to host for the holidays, don't volunteer for it because Aunt Bertha's sick. I guess everybody celebrates alone. I don't know. TV dinners for all. I have no idea, but that's what's coming through. Overextending your resources, overextending financially, going into debt to buy people gifts. No, Scorpio. Please don't do that. It is not for you, right? People, I'm going to let it go. Just don't, right? Make something, spend time, whatever. But it's propaganda. Holidays are propaganda. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, so then we've got the 6 of Cups with this Knight of Swords. So you might have, like I said, something coming around full circle and then a swift conversation being had about that. I got to be honest. I feel like you're going to hear from somebody who used to be in your life back in the day. I'm going to clarify this because I'm getting so many messages on that one. I can't tell if this is like a lover, a friend, but it makes total sense, right? The holidays are coming up and our solar return. Who is this person? What is this about? One second. Tell me more about the 6 of Cups and Knight of Swords. This could be an email, a document. Hold, please. Tell me more. What is this about and what's the advice? Comment, I shine brightly. Temperance. I mean, you could be hearing from a Sagittarius. Oh, hold on. This might be a health situation, actually. It might be. It might be like you get test results back. Oh, hold on. But things go better than expected. That's the other thing. Oh, this took a turn. Hold on. I'm really picking that up. You could be waiting for, because, I'm going to encourage everyone always take care of your physical vessel. Don't light up my comments about mammograms and how they're dangerous. I don't care how you check your tatas, okay? I don't care. Just check them. Men and women. Women and men. Everybody we all have them, check them. Check them however you do. You could be waiting to hear back from that. You could be waiting back from test results. Go get your physicals, go get your stuff done, go get your labs drawn. You could be waiting to hear back about a study or something, being involved in a study for your health. There's good news there. Is that it? Judgment card. What? Let me see something. Hold on. What's the advice? Time to take action. 8 of Wands. So I'm going to let this go right now, but it does seem like you're going to get some type of communication about something that has not been resolved and you've been expecting a response. When that happens, right, it's going to feel very good. You're going to feel a lot better about whatever's going on. It's going to go in your favor, but you've got to trust the process. So if it's a new treatment plan and you're scared, do it because this is good for you. If it's a new job and you're scared because you have to move, this says this is time to take action. Scorpio, this is your time. This is what we work up all year for. This is our new year. This is our new life. This is where we say no more of that 2025 life. We are now 2026 vibes. Yeah, right. We are now moving forward, opening that business, sending our children off to their next phase of life. We are, wrapping up old contracts, whatever that is. Whatever that looks like for you. And if you want something more specific, head over to my website. I would love to work with you. But the universe is giving us the great reset where we shine the way we're meant to for who we are today. You've changed a lot in the last year and more change is upon us, right? Because no matter what side of the grass Scorpio's on, that's the side that's greener. Trust you me. All right, guys, comment below. I shine brightly. Let's look at our shadow work. Lots of things falling into place for Scorpio, better than expected, but also, there does seem to be a little bit of stress in the beginning. Like, is this going to pan out? Yes, it will, because no matter what side of the grass we're on, that's the green side. Number 29, cherishing versus suppressing. Here we go. That's an interesting card. So 29, 2 plus 9 is 11. 11 is a master number. 11 is a master number of the self. Know thyself. Cherish versus suppressing. That takes me to the shine brightly. When you suppress what you're meant to do out of fear, perceived obligations, out of judgment, right? You're afraid to be judged. You're afraid that you'll fail, all of those things. So what if you do? So what if somebody judges you? What's that say about you? Nothing. It says everything about them. Remember that someone's beliefs limits them and only them. The amount of comments I get on my channel about how I should lean into this religion or lean into that thought and I should give up the witchcraft. I mean, the judgment, right? I don't care. That person's beliefs limit them. I shine brightly and I follow, I create and I make my life work for me. I love so many different types of gods and goddesses and spirituality and belief systems. I just find them all so beautiful. I'm a priestess, so that's what I'm meant to do. When someone tries to limit you with their mess, it's about them. So keep going, Scorpio. There's nothing you can't do unless you say you can't do it. You're the only voice that rules this, right? You're the true emperor and empress of this vessel. So cherish those portions of you. Speak your truth. You see how this person is a beautiful sunflower, and then, they're ready to speak, but they're hidden partially. They're suppressing their beauty. We don't know why. We can assume it's out of fear, but we don't know why. So maybe this is a time to figure out why you've been hiding. We all hide something about ourselves. Why hide it? If it's something that you really, truly aren't excited about, transmute it into what makes you happy. It's still part of you. It doesn't go anywhere. All right, so let's take a look at some feel-good cards. As I was just saying, to sit here and figure out what has you hiding, because like I said, we all have something that we're not expressing. We need to transmute it. This reads, identify your emotional triggers. We absorb the emotions of others that remained unhealed in ourselves. Notice your triggers, such as anger and fear, and gently begin to heal them. The universe is speaking. It's time to listen. It's time to listen. Every single human has triggers. Every single one of us has to spend time thinking, right? Contemplative work. It doesn't matter how much ritual work you do. It doesn't matter how many times you go to church or to the altar, all that stuff. All the doing doesn't account for a single thing unless you spend time in contemplation. Some people don't like to journal. Some people don't like to do, all that stuff. Then don't. You don't have to. It's helpful. It's helpful to keep a journal, but you don't have to. But what you do need to do is sit with yourself. What did you learn during that ritual? What did you learn when you were, praying to your gods or God? What came to mind? And how can you turn that into progress for yourself and alchemize what hasn't worked for you? I'm going to read it again because it's so impactful. We absorb the emotions of others that remained unhealed in ourselves. That is what a trigger is. Someone comes at you with their bullshit and it bothers you tremendously. There's something there that has to be healed, and it's okay. That's okay. Be thankful that someone showed you what you need to work on. It happens. Notice them. Anger and fear are the big drivers. Anger and fear, right? That they're huge drivers. And then gently begin to heal them. And how do you heal them? Okay, that's a fair question. How do you heal them? First, you have to know what you're working with. Sit in contemplation. Second thought, you've got to be honest about it. Yeah, that's me. You can't be sitting there saying, oh, no, I don't get triggered. I'm not triggered. I'm too good for that. Nobody bothers me. I mean, stop it. Get off the high horse, right? And that usually is when you're, no offense, but usually when you are driven by addictions or you're just immature because of just life. Maybe you're only in your 20s or your teens, in your 30s, or you haven't really lived much life. It's difficult to lean into, yeah, that's me, right? You have to be very honest. And Scorpios are super good at that, actually. So for the most part, on this channel, we don't really have that issue where we think we're like above it. But, I think it's important here to just identify it, sit with it. The way to alchemize it from something hurtful into something productive is to accept it. It's like the crying toddler having it's like a crying toddler, right? You're not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater, I think is the saying. You're not going to do that. You're going to love it and you're going to say, all right, dude, you're going to be all right. Like, I get it. If I could cry like that, I would too. It's okay. What do you need? And the toddler might just say, I need to be validated. Right? That child within you, I need to be validated. I need somebody to know that this was tough for me and to stop trying to ignore me. Whatever it is. And then feed your soul with what that medicine you so desperately need. Because no one else can do it for you. It's yours to fix. So I hope that makes sense, Scorpio. I think we went down a couple little side roads, but hey, that's just the way it is when you do tarot. The guides step in and I've got to listen. So thank you so much. Now, I am going to be announcing a couple of things, including the winner. But guys, I have to tell you, for those of you that are still here, thank you so much for sticking it out through the reading. I'm going to be doing something different. I'm probably going to post it like over the weekend. I'm going to actually read from my favorite book. I have it right here. This is my favorite. My favorite of all the books I own. Okay? It's called A Witch's Holiday by Alice Lowe. This is a kid's book, so I don't care. This is my inner child love. And I'm going to be actually reading it. I don't know if it's going to get flagged by YouTube. I don't fucking know. But I'm going to try anyway. All right. And it's not, nobody sent it to me. I found this book when I was a kid. My mom and I were super poor, and I was at a bus stop. Where's my cards? I was at a bus stop with my mom. We were going to her job, and there was just sitting on the bench this book, and it used to come in a purple cover. And I picked it up and I fell in love with it. And it's a book about 3 witches. And if you've never seen the book or you've never read it, I've got a treat for you. So The Witch's Holiday coming soon. It'll be just one of those videos that I do on the side. And I encourage you to listen to it. If you have kids or grandkids, have them watch it. It is for children or for the kids in us. My favorite freaking book. Okay, thank you for being here. Remember that we are all stars in the sky with feet on the ground, doing the best we can with the information that we have. So be kind to yourselves and each other. And may the magic that we weave and the words that we speak bring healing to all those who seek it. Thank you so much, Scorpio, for being here. The winner of last week's mini reading is Shelly Bell, 4666. Shelly, thank you so much for your years of support since I've started this channel. I've always seen your name, but you did win fair and square. So I'm going to use the Witch's Tarot to do a reading for you. Strength card is the first thing that pops up. So let's keep shuffling. And for anyone else, hang out and let's give Shelly some support. Let's show her how important she is to this community. And also you get a chance to see what a free mini reading is all about. If you're catching the replay, this is chaptered, so feel free to jump around however you see fit. Interesting, Shelly. Strength card comes up, and then we have the 7 of Wands, boundaries. So let's look at it. Same freaking card, Shelly. No shit. So we've got the 7 of Wands with the 9 of Swords and Strength cards. Stay strong, sister. Right? This is that inner courage. This is that light that I keep talking about. This is you taming the demon, whether it's one that you are personally struggling with, you know, like an addiction, affliction, something like that, or somebody else, like an external situation. But whatever it is, you've got to be very, very strong in action and in word, and convince yourself that this is your best path ahead. Because the 9 of Swords and that 7 of Wands says no more, right? Like this is not, you can't let this go forward with you, whatever it is. Let's keep going. Interesting. Another number 7. 7's everywhere. So 7 of Cups can be a few things. No lack of choice is one way to look at it, but it can also be like, don't let the ADDs kick in. I say that as a person on the spectrum, strong on that spectrum. But sometimes we got to reel it in, right? Lots of choices. You've got to make a decision about something. Let's see what that means for you. Give me 1 second. We've got 7s everywhere. And as a matter of fact, we have the 7s, 8, and 9s here. So there's a progression for sure, Shelly. And congratulations, by the way, my love. I hope you're doing well. Comment below and let me know that you got this. Interesting. We've got the Justice card coming through and the Knight of Cups. The pursuit of happiness, the pursuit of love, the pursuit of honesty, feel good emotions, and also justice. I feel like if somebody has hurt you, unless you're really in a legal situation, which happens with Scorpios all the time, right? Unless that's happening for you, this is, I feel like, karma knocking on someone's door. You know, the way the planets are set up right now, I think I was watching Evan Nathaniel Grimm. He's an amazing astrologer. So if you're not familiar with him, look him up. But I was watching him and he was talking about how right now Scorpios, who are the most trustworthy and loyal sign that exists, facts, lose their shit this month because just the way the planets are aligned, right? It has a lot to do with Pluto, but the way the planets are aligned, Scorpios are always sitting on a mountain of other people's secrets. And it's very likely we are going to explode this month. I already feel it. So perhaps there's something here where someone pushes your buttons and you're like, no more. I'm gonna say it how it is. And it brings things into balance for you. That is one thing I'm picking up on. The other thing with the Seven of Cups is it can be a lot of smoke and mirrors. Some things are too good to be true. Maybe somebody's feeding you a line of bullshit. Don't settle for anything, right? This is really a time where you've got to like dig deep and find that inner strength within to make some difficult decisions. That's how it's coming through. But those difficult decisions are about, maybe you have been sitting on something and you're like, if I don't know why this just came to mind, but like, your best friend's spouse or something is cheating, or you know what I mean? Like you're sitting on something and then finally you're like, you spill it because you feel like it's been stressing you out. And of course, that's just an example, but right, there's just something here that a moral dilemma. God, it took forever. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're kind of sitting on some kind of moral dilemma. Actually, I'm not lying, because look, here is the Five of Wands was showing I was shuffling and it showed up. So the Five of Wands, again, you can see that this is a fight. This is like standing up for what you believe because it's important. The truth, right? You're standing for the truth. Wow, Shelly. Listen, whatever it is that's stressing you out, once you take action on it, not only do you get to get out of this mental prison that you've been in, you'll see people for who they really are. But you've got to be strong. And you are strong. 100% you are. Anything else for Shelly? Yeah. Victory, girl. The Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands. Now, what's funny is, and I don't know that this is funny, but you know how I said about the cheating, and I use that as an example? Knight of Wands are a player. And I think that I'm late enough in the YouTube video that I can say it. But I saw a meme recently that was just like, in tarot cards, we don't say fuck boy, we say Knight of Wands. I thought that was funny because it's true. So maybe if it's not you dealing with a person like that, it could be someone that you've sat on a secret, you've sat on your intuition. I'm not sure, but the F-boy shows up. That's one way to see this card. The other way is just that you stick to your guns and you go all in on something, and you definitely do it because it feels right to you. The Knights, the Wands are self-motivated, and that's okay. We need that. Don't feel bad about it. Lastly, this is about a relationship. Lastly, we've got the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is a new beginning in love, a new beginning in friendship, a new beginning in the feel-good stuff, the emotional stuff. So whatever has been stressing you out, if this is someone that you're connected to, releasing that person brings you room for more. It might really deepen a friendship. This is something here that overflows with gratitude, joy, and happiness once there's a stand taken and the truth comes out and you lay your cards on the table and you say, this is where I am. You've got to go. You've got to go. I'm focused on a journey for more. Shelly, thank you so much for your likes, your shares, subscribes, your good vibes that I love seeing your comments. You're very, very kind all of the time, and I'm so, so grateful. Have a great week ahead and shine brightly.